The Collegian News is brought to you in part by
Campus Recreation and Intramural Sports.
the Career Services Office, coaching students to explore, experience, and excel in their careers. The Sociology Department will host an Altares exhibit from October 4th through November 9th in the Set B lobby. It will feature 10 typical Altares from Mexico and Central America. The exhibit is open to the public all day, so don't miss out. Student Health Services will host a men's personal empowerment retreat from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, November 19th in Salon Casia at EDBC. Come by for a day-long event with helpful information regarding men's health. Take control, have fun, and learn about how to prepare yourself for a better, all-around healthier future. Breakfast and lunch are included. Complimentary gift bags, including a $10 gift card, will be presented to all participants. You are welcome to bring a guest. Don't wait to register. Spaces are limited. To register for the retreat or for more information, please contact Stephanie Castellanos at 882-3896. Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the Collegian News. I'm Melissa Ramirez.
And I'm Marlene Rodriguez. The TSC Board of Trustees met Thursday to consider several real estate matters. Francisco Garza files this report.
The Texas Alamos College Board of Trustees has voted to sell the historic Cuero building to the city of Brownsville.
I think it's extremely beneficial to us and important that they're going to continue to preserve the building in the historical state that it is in, and hopefully they can get it approved through the city commission so we can move forward with that. So then the motion is to accept the offer from the city of Brownsville to purchase the Cueto building for the TSC appraised value of $500,000. Motion by Mr. Oliveira, second by Mr. Torres. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion is approved.
Because we're going back to what our basic mission is, and our basic mission is the community college mission. And some of these buildings that we have around town, the historic renovations that were done, don't really fit into what the mission of the community college is. So we're reevaluating that, and since we're in the transition stages, cash will be important to us because there's going to be new programs and we're going to have to do some investment. So we want to protect our cash position and make us strong. So those are the ideas that we're looking at.
In other action, the board approved the second reading of the proposed changes in TSC employee contracts. The changes include changing the name in the contracts to Texas Alamos College, giving contract authority to the TSC president or the administrative designee of the board, and making it possible for the president or the designee to approve contracts longer than 24 months. For the Collegian News, I'm Francisco Garza.
The Brownsville City Commission has accepted a $1 million grant from the South Texas Auto Theft Enforcement Task Force. Samantha Ruiz tells us more about the project.
Commissioners also approved an interlocal agreement among 5 law enforcement agencies and 1 criminal prosecutor in Cameron and Hidalgo counties that is tied to the grant.
An interlocal agreement between the City of Brownsville, Texas, Cameron County Tax Assessor's Office, Cameron County District Attorney's Office, the City of McAllen, Texas, the City of Fort Texas, and the City of Edinburgh, Texas, regarding the mutual aid.
2 months ago, we came before you with a grant that was awarded by the Texas Automobile Furby and Prevention Authority in excess of $1 million for all these agencies to continue participating in this multi-agency task force in the prevention of the theft of motor vehicles.
In other business, the Commission accepted a $75,000 grant for a project to improve and install video conferencing equipment in the Brownsville Public Libraries, the Literacy Center bus, and the United Way.
The video conferencing network about 7 years ago. All that equipment is antiquated. The state of Texas, through the library system, offered a special projects grant that we applied for. Our application was the highest scoring application in the state of Texas. And the good thing is, all the money that we'll be receiving for this grant, the matching funds is already budgeted in our current budget, so we'll require no additional funding.
For the Collegian News, I'm Samantha Reese.
The Student Government Association will host a Spirited Sharing Winter Bash to benefit fellow Texans in their time of need. Stephanie Mendez has the story.
The SGA will collect blankets, toys, and clothing at the November 18 dance and will distribute the items to local charities. The Senate approved Resolution Number 10, which allows spending no more than $500 to host a dance from 8 to 11 p.m. November 18 in the Student Union's Gran Salon.
We're trying to make this a charity event and maybe something that can become a tradition within SGA.
Reina said the entrance fee would be the donated items. The Senate tabled Resolution Number 9, which calls for awarding $300 in gift cards to winners of an essay contest because it was missing criteria. In other business, the Senate approved the appointments of freshman psychology major Michael Gutierrez as Senator at Large, sophomore art major Sara Barriera as Senator of the College of Education, and reappointed Senator at Large Alfonso Almeida as a graduate senator. The SGA will conduct its second student forum 6 to 7 p.m. October 27 in the Student Union veranda. For the Collegian News, I'm Stephanie Mendez.
An award-winning author was the first speaker in the Student Union's Latino Leadership Lecture Series. Francisco Garza fills us in.
I went to the doctor and you know what they say to me there? They put me in a big room. They call it the waiting room. And you know what you do in there? You wait and you wait and you wait. And by the time they called me, I was almost well already. I don't go to the doctor no more.
Tia Sofia was one of the many voices Carmen Tafoya performed at last Thursday's lecture.
Tia Sofia was one voice of many voices in this world of ours, and I'm convinced that what makes leaders leaders is that they understand the voices, that they hear the people that are around them. They really hear and understand what's going on in the lives of people. If we're going to talk about what being a leader is, then we have to understand the whole concept of having Tia Sofias that are different, that are weird, that don't fit inside the standard boxes, don't fit the stereotypes of what elderly Hispanic women are supposed to be like. The voices of my people. The voices of my barrio, the voices of my cultura, the voices of my world. Because they are brave, noble, strong voices trying every day to do the best thing, to help out their familia, to help out their friends, to be fair, to be encouraging. All of that is heroic. And you are living heroic lives in the midst of heroic families. And who writes about it? Only the crazy Chicana writers, you know. So I put them on stage. And I'd like to share some of those voices with you today. Yes, I be good to the teacher. I do everything she says. Yes, I respect her. I be polite. I know que en Mexico where you come from, the three highest things is God, la Virgen de Guadalupe, y la maestra. Okay, teacher, I got my book. Teacher, I got my book. Teacher, look this way. Hey, what you doing talking to the librarian? He's not even that cute. Ignore him. Look over here. I got my book. I love my book. Teacher, I ain't got all day. Now, baby, I don't know a whole bunch, but that don't mean I don't know nothing. Maybe I ain't done a whole bunch of stuff in my life, but that don't mean I ain't done nothing. Maybe I ain't read a whole bunch of books, but that don't mean I ain't read nothing. Name? Oh, sí. Yo tengo name. My name is María Francisca Baja González Montoya del Paz para servirle. What? You want to know which is last name? Todos, all of them are last name.
Tafoya conducted a book signing afterwards. For the Collegian News, I'm Francisco Garza.
And here's my co-anchor Marlene Rodriguez with this week's What's Your Beef?
What issue do you have with campus right now?
First of all, I would like to see them repave the lines on the student parking lots because it's very hard for me to find an adequate parking space. Because some cars, they like to take more space than they should, and it really makes it hard for a person that drives a vehicle to school.
It used to be so lively that we used to have TVs and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I remember that when I first entered here that we used to play video games here on these TVs, but then they took that off, and then all we had was the TVs and cable. They limited the cable channels, and then, well, they took out the TVs and moved them to the game room. And, well, I heard that they promised that they're going to bring new TVs here so we can all watch, but so far I don't see any.
What issue do you have at campus right now?
I honestly think we should have more ATMs around here because honestly, nowadays I don't carry cash and I'm pretty sure a lot of us just carry plastic. So cash might be something that we need, that's handy, so we should have more ATMs in every corner, or at least in the student union, in public places.
Among the many student organizations on campus is a respiratory club. My co-anchor Marlene Rodriguez spoke with its members.
Hi, welcome to another edition of Club Spotlight. I'm here with Respiratory Club President Evelyn Escobedo, Vice President Joanna Hernandez, and Treasurer Jacqueline Peña. Evelyn, what is the purpose of your club?
The purpose of our club is to promote and educate students about respiratory care and just try to help them join the program and get a career.
Joanne, what are the activities of the club?
Most of the activities that we do every year is asthma camp. We also do Kids at the Movies, which is normally during Christmas time. We also do Relay for Life. And we also have Respiratory Care Week, which is taking place here at the Respiratory Lab on October 26th. And we are doing a drawing, which is for an iPad, second generation, also a flat screen 22-inch TV. The drawing will take place there.
Hernandez said the club organizes Respiratory Care Week activities every year to promote respiratory care. Peña explains how students can join the club.
We have our meetings the first Tuesday of every month. We start during lunchtime at 12 p.m. and anyone who would like to attend and who's interested in becoming a respiratory therapist, they could also join our club and really get a feel of what we do.
That's it for Club Spotlight. I'm Marlene Rodriguez with the Collegian News.
The UTB TSC women's and men's soccer team returned home this week to face Shreveport's Louisiana State University. Alejandro Rivera joined the crowd at the Scorpion soccer field.
The UTB TSC men's and women's soccer teams faced Louisiana State University Shreveport last Thursday on Scorpion Soccer Field. The win marked the 10th consecutive victory for the women, who now boast a 12-2-1 overall record. Team captain Helen Weggy Wagstaff led the team with 2 scores. The first came off a corner kick that hooked into the net. The second was a beautifully orchestrated collaboration between midfielder Leah Russell and Waggy. The score came off a free kick when Waggy kicked the ball into the back of the net for the 5th and final score. Adding the other scores for the Scorpions were midfielder Isadora Freitas and forwards Verena Wonsikowski and Lynette Cuvier.
It comes naturally once you learn. Once you know each other, you more or less figure out how you can pass and you learn from each other. And also it comes with practice. You practice, the more you practice, you get better, and also it comes with knowing your players.
The men's defeat of Shreveport, 5-1 at home, improved their record to 9-4-2 overall and 7-1-1 in conference. Forward Lee Vietman led the Scorpions with 2 scores in the game. Vietman was joined in the scoring by midfielders Frederick Etwell, Oren Farrell, and Fabio Santos.
It's just all about confidence and communication and, movement on and off the ball. We need to talk to each other and, get each other in the right positions. The main thing is getting the ball moving around to everybody and getting everybody involved. If you're just passing the ball between a couple of people, the space is going to be tight. Spreading the ball left to right, opens up spaces, and that gave us the opportunities to get the goals.
The women and men play in San Antonio on Saturday in games that could have conference implications against the Saints of Our Lady of the Lake University. On Sunday, the Scorpions will recognize the seniors for Senior Day as it takes the field against Victoria's University of Houston. Women play at 5 p.m., while the men play at 7 p.m. on Scorpion Soccer Field.
Way to go, Scorpions! Way to go! Way to go, Scorpions! Way to go! Let's learn, let's kick, let's play, go right!
For the Collegian News, I'm Alejandro Rivera.
That's it for the Collegian News.
We now leave you with highlights of writer Carmen Tafoya's One Women show at the Latino Leadership Lecture Series.
Thank you for joining us, and tune in next time. I'm Arlene Rodriguez.
And I'm Melissa Ramirez. Have a great day.
Square hedges on each side, and the sidewalk down the middle, with a nice little park at the end of the block. At the end of my block, there was no nice little park. There was a tortilleria. And an elderly woman would make corn tortillas and charge a penny each one with no tax. You would go up the steps into the front room of the casa because they lived in the back. And they had a counter in the front, made the tortillas and sold the tortillas in front. And you'd go in, and here was this old woman, so old she could barely make it to the front counter. And I stared at her. And the little kid from down the block came in, cut a line in front of me, slapped 7 pennies on the counter and said, "Siete tortillas, por favor." And so she started to count them off. Oh, no. There was a lot of time spent waiting. So while I was waiting, I stayed. I had never seen anybody this old still breathing. Her face was brown and wrinkled. You know how the charcos look in the summertime when it's been dry for a long while and all the mud has cracked up in little brown squares like that? That's what her face looked like, little brown squares like in the charco that's dried up in the summer when it hasn't rained. And I said, "Oh, Dios mío, I know why she and the dirt look alike. It's because she and the earth are the same age." That's what it is. She is the oldest breathing creature on the planet.